Hello, beauties. Welcome to Moms Unboxed, a podcast where I unbox with you the how-tos, tips, and tricks to empower women to upgrade relationships, intimacy, and parenting. I'm your host, Melanie Caroline, a multi-dimensional woman, life coach, lover, and mom who's made a lot of fucking mistakes. If you want to live a sensual and liberated life, you've come to the right space. Don't forget to follow Moms Unboxed because you don't want to miss an episode. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Moms Unboxed. I am so thrilled that you're here with me this week. I hope it's a beautiful week, and if it's not, I trust that it'll turn around for you. So what are we unboxing today? Today, in celebration of Pride Month, we are talking about authenticity and owning your sexuality. If you know a mama or a friend out there who is struggling to embrace her own sexuality, sensuality, and authenticity, I request that you send this to them. So what is authenticity? What does that mean exactly? And for all of us, authenticity is really about embracing who you truly are at your core. How is it you want to express yourself and move in the world? How is it you want to dress? How do you want to do your nails? How do you want to do your makeup? Those are all type of surface level authentic parts of us that we do need to embrace. But what is authenticity to our core? What is your personality? What are your values, your morals? And how do you let those things shine? What is your sexuality and how do you want to express it? How do you want to be sensually? Authenticity can mean something different for all of us. Authenticity is not a one size fits all. So one thing that I encourage you to do for the rest of June is really think about what is it within you that wants to be expressed, that wants to be observed and acknowledged. What part of that part of you have you been resisting or repressing or not really accepting for yourself? For me, it's my sexuality and sensuality, right? I oftentimes have not dressed perhaps as sensually and expressive as I've wanted to. Like I've wanted to have my insides mirror the outside. So, oftentimes I'm like, ooh, I could look in the mirror. I'm like, I'm a sensual being. I'm beautiful. I'm a goddess. And it's taken me a long time to get to that place. Don't get me wrong. Like I didn't wake up one morning and was like, oh, I'm going to be the goddess fairy woman that I am, right? No, it has taken me a long time to get to this place to show how charismatic I am, how funny, how silly and outgoing I can be. Oftentimes, I was very repressed. I like to say that I hide in my cave a lot, and I have worked a lot with the different parts of Mel to get out of my cave. So think about that too. When you're thinking about what does it mean for me to be my authentic self, are there parts of me that I have been hiding from myself? Is there like a metaphoric cave or turtle shell that you have been hiding in? And ask yourself, what will it take for you to come out? Come out of the darkness, come out of the closet, come out of hiding. Because hibernation's not fun when you're sleeping all the time, right? Like it's not fun to be so repressed. It's not the way you want to live. We don't want to live repressed, especially as women, where most of us, a lot of us have grown up feeling very repressed. We were told we were to be seen and not heard. I know my dad told me that. We are to just be quiet and make a fucking sandwich in the kitchen. And we are meant to procreate. And that's all it was as a woman's role. I'm watching Outlander right now. I know I'm so far behind. But if you look at that time, that is what was truly believed. The woman was to be in the kitchen, cooking, cleaning, tending to chores, and having babies. And unfortunately, there are still people who truly believe that women are to play that role and only that role. And she needs to not have a career. She needs to not have hobbies of her own, to be expressive, to be seen, to be heard. She is undervalued, not worthy. And I say, fuck that shit. Fuck it all. We are to be loud. I believe women are the next leaders of the world. We are the ones that are going to cultivate the new generation of leaders so that we can come and teach and lead and be of a place of kindness and gratitude, compassion and love. And we can't do that unless we're doing it for ourselves first. So take some time to think about what it is you desire. What are your needs and how can you fulfill them? How can you slowly uncover yourself, unveil your beauty, your intelligence, your authenticity, all the things that make you, uniquely you, once in a lifetime you? How can you uncover yourself? Let that part of you out. You can do this by journaling, having self-reflection, taking a day for yourself. I know that you're busy. Summertime just started, all the things, but this is truly a month where we get to understand who we are at a deeper level, and we get to love ourselves, hold ourselves in this space with gentleness, with tenderness, with compassion and grace, and just explore the deeper depths of you. Okay? So that's what this is about. That's what owning your authentic self is truly about. You get to define who you are. No one else gets to tell you who the fuck you are. No one else gets to tell you to be quiet. No one else gets to tell you how to dress, what to do, when to do it. This is your life. You get to make those choices for you. And as women, especially women who are in toxic relationships, who have been in toxic relationships, whether with your parents, a spouse, we oftentimes have felt so repressed and we are scared. So we went into hiding. We felt like we didn't have a role in this life. Well, let me tell you, mama, for the one who has been in a toxic relationship, all that shit that person made you believe is wrong. Okay? They were wrong. All those things are based on social conditioning, toxic masculinity, and they're wrong. Okay? Social media is wrong. And I love that there are women who are fully embracing their physique, their sensual, sexual goddess energy. And we are seeing more women come out on social media in all beautiful shapes and sizes and encouraging other women to do the same. I love that we can now draw our attention and focus to those type of women. If you find yourself that you are looking at social media that is harmful to you, it makes you have negative thoughts towards yourself, it makes you look at yourself in disgust, can you please stop watching those people? Okay? Because it's not healthy for us to look up to people who have us reflecting ourselves in this way. And I'm not saying that's the intention of the people who are creating those type of posts, that you need to be a certain size, you need to eat a certain way, you need to look a certain way. That's not the intention, right? But when we are focusing so much on that type of social media and expectations, it's natural to have negative thoughts about ourselves. It's natural to feeling guilty or shame about who we are. So we want to focus our attention on things that are uplifting, right? Who are going to encourage us to be our authentic self, who aren't laying out the expectation that women have to be, look, and sound a certain way in order to be sensual and sexy, because that's not the truth. There are sensual and sexy women all over the world, and we all look different. Can you imagine a fucking world where we all look the same? Right? We're attracted to different people. Blue hair. We're attracted. I mean, hi, there are people that dye their hair blue, and maybe that's attractive to you, and ain't no shame in that. But blue eyes, brown eyes, green eyes, blonde hair, brown hair, black hair, thick, smaller, curvier, pear shape, we all different. And that's the beauty of being in this world, is that we're all different. Now, I'm sorry, but we are not trying to look like Victoria's Secret models where they're all the same size and shape. And maybe I'm just so out of touch. Maybe there are different size and shapes now in modeling, but I don't pay attention enough to that. But I remember a day where we all looked at social media and magazines, especially when I was in junior high, and we were all supposed to look like this thin rail woman who is still beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it set a standard that is not healthy for some of us, right? It set a standard that is not relevant in today's age. And I want young women of all ages to look at themselves in the mirror and think, fuck, damn, I'm hot. Look at them stretch marks. Yep, that's where I gave birth, because women, we give life, and that's where it's at. Like, we forget the power that we have within ourselves. It's not just the external. It's just not what we see. When we see a cesarean scar, stretch marks, all that shit. And it's like, we forget the power that created those beautiful marks. Fuck, we gave life. I'm so fucking powerful. I gave life. And even men forget that women fucking are powerful, and we give life. We are the mothers of this earth, and yet we get treated like shit. We get rapped about like we're just some piece of tool and some piece of ass. And I say no more. No more. You know, I like Russ the rapper, you know. His songs are empowering towards women. And then you hear other songs that are just like, she's a piece of meat. Look at that bitch. Come sit on this. I'm like, no. That is not what we need to be teaching the next generation at all. It's disgusting to me what people rap about with women. We are powerful. We are nurturers. We are loving. We are compassionate. We are forgiving. We are helpful. Like, literally, women have so much power. And I think that's where the scarcity mindset comes in when it comes to certain men in this world, is they feel threatened. And so they have to minimize our value and our worth to help others feel more powerful and in control. And it's not right. And if we could have more men leading, helping, supporting women, and men, especially the leaders of this world right now, who are making decisions based on their own fucking pride and control, we could have a more loving, compassionate world where we actually celebrated sexuality and sensuality rather than trying to rip it away from people. And I ain't gonna name any names. Trump. Motherfucker. Doesn't he have such a punchable face? I might get this podcast episode ripped down. I don't know. I don't know how they filter shit, but it's terrible that we've come from a place where we supported LGBTQIA positive to now ripping those things away from the federal, being able to be in the military, be trans, ripping those things away from holidays, telling the states that they can't celebrate Pride Month. Well, guess what? That shit's not going to work, because that power is within the person. And if you don't let people take away your power, they cannot take away your right to celebrate your individuality and authenticity. I'm going off on this episode today. I am. I guess I had something to say. As a bisexual woman who was in a polyamorous relationship and currently in an E&M relationship, it is so difficult to express this part of me. I remember the first time I went to a pride parade, I fucking cried. I was with my people. I felt so loved. I felt so welcomed, so nurtured in that space that I cried, because I have been so shamed my entire life growing up in a Christian Baptist home where your grandfather was the priest. Your bisexuality, your polyamory was used against mine, not yours necessarily. My sexuality, my lifestyle was used against me as a weapon, to the point where I didn't talk to my family for 3 years because I felt so much shame, so much guilt inside. It was fucking terrible. It was devastating. So if you know someone who is experiencing shame around who they are, the best thing that you can do is support them. Be there for them. Love them. See them as the fucking whole person. Not just the sexuality or how they express their sensuality, but see them as a whole person. Because there are more to a person than just who they are as a sexual being. And we get so wrapped up and caught up in how we're going to control people and how they express pleasure. Well, motherfucker, you're fucking controlling. You're trying to tell people how to express their own pleasure while you ain't getting none. Sorry, I had to say it. You aren't getting none, so you feel this need to repress others. Or you don't agree with it, or you don't understand it because you're fucking ignorant. So you want to shame your family. You want to shame your friends. Or who you thought they were your friend. I hope they're not your friend anymore, because if you're shaming them, guilting them, looking down upon them, and even if you don't say it, people can read that energy. People can read the energy when you don't agree with something. And I'm not saying you have to agree with their lifestyle, their sexuality, how they express themselves, but you can still love them for the person and stop looking at everything through a fucking microscope. Because like I said, there is a whole person in there outside of how they express their sensuality and sexuality. And if you are that person that is experiencing the shame, experiencing the guilt, you're not feeling approved of by your family, you know what? The best thing you can do is approve of yourself, love yourself, and go through this journey with people that actually support you. Surround yourself with people who are similar to you, who are living a similar lifestyle. Find your people. Because I promise you, there are like-minded people out there. You just kind of have to start feeling out for it. Start putting yourself out there a little bit, connecting yourself in different circles, going to different activities. I go to E&M concerts and I fucking love it. I love that the women there get to express themselves however the fuck they want. We get to have our asses out. We get to wear the stockings and the beautiful bras with the glitter and the beads and all the things, and we get to celebrate each other and tell each other how fucking beautiful we look. I went to Zed's Dead a couple weeks ago. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram at Meta Springs, and you'll probably see the picture, or on Facebook, Melanie Caroline. But I'm wearing this gorgeous outfit and I felt like a fucking fairy goddess. I did my hair, I had the sparkles, I had the bra in the stockings, and oh my God, I looked fly. I looked amazing. Okay. Amazing. So I was walking in Seattle and I was like seeing some of my people. I'm like, we're so excited. Like everyone's just celebrating, so happy. And then you have the one woman walking with her man who obviously is dressed from head to toe out in 80 degrees, not showing a bit of skin. And I smiled at her. I was like, just so happy. And she fucking turned her head away from me. Like literally we're passing each other and she just turns her head away from me. And I was like, okay. It was a reminder that there are still women who struggle to celebrate other women. Like, just because I'm making you uncomfortable doesn't mean you have to like literally pretend I'm not there. Like, you don't have to turn your head away. You can have smiled at me if you wanted to. And it's okay that that's not the response I was given, but it just made me realize there are still women who don't support other women, who shame other women, who turn their heads away from other women for being expressive, for expressing their authentic self and their sensuality and sexuality the way that makes them feel beautiful. And it's like, oh, wow. Okay, that is happening. That is still the climate. We are still there. And I know this woman was from another country, and in her country is totally unacceptable to be showing skin. And I understand that's the background that she was coming from. It was just so interesting because couldn't you be from a different background and still smile at another woman who's embracing herself? So think about that. The next time you see a woman and she makes you uncomfortable, or she's wearing something that you don't agree with, or you're like, why would a woman of that size be wearing a belly shirt? Or why would a woman with small hips be wearing booty cheeks with her ass sticking out, right? I can come up with a million examples that I've seen over the years where I was like, okay. Like, I had to be uncomfortable with other women's comfortability in order to see and get to where I am today, where I'm like, fuck yes, babe. Wear them booty shorts. Yes, babe. Fucking have that skin showing, because that's what made her feel good, right? That's what made her feel good. And there is no one in this fucking world who should be judging other women for what brings them pleasure, what makes them feel confident, sensual, sexy, goddess energy, right? Like, we should be supporting them, even if we wouldn't do that ourselves. Because there's a million things I probably wouldn't do myself because I'm not that comfortable in my body. It's okay because they are. I love that. I would love to get to a place where I can walk around in fucking tassels and that's it. Like, Vegas strip, hey. Like, I'm not there yet, and that's okay because other women are, and that encourages me to continue diving deep into my psyche, my body connection and sensuality in order to get to a place where I can dress like that, or I can be like that. I can hold that energy because, like I said, you don't have to dress a certain way to be a sensual, sexual person. But are you uncovering and revealing the limiting beliefs within yourself, the old narratives that you have held on to in order to get to that energetic place? And when you start uncovering yourself from the cave, from your turtle shell, or whatever, analogy you would like to use for yourself, have you been understanding your limiting beliefs, the stories and narratives that have kept you there into that space? Can you go within yourself and really, really have that body connection that it requires in order for you to say yes to your sexuality, yes to your sensuality? And as my partner and I start dipping our toes, well, we've been dipping our toes into our E&M lifestyle, it has uncovered so much about who I am as a woman. I have to have confidence, and I have to recognize where I compare myself to other women, where I don't feel comfortable with other women. And I realize I don't fucking trust other women based on history that I've had with other women. So there, as we start uncovering layers and layers of ourselves, new things will arise. And can you hold those new things and just observe them with curiosity? Just acknowledge, oh shit, I don't trust women. That's there. And how can I go about trusting women again? And so we start uncovering those things. We start asking why. Well, why is this a problem for me? Why am I not able to celebrate other women and their sexuality and sensuality? What about that makes me uncomfortable? Why can I not own my lifestyle? Why can I not own the fact that I'm demisexual? Why can I not own the fact that I'm bisexual? I'm not saying that I do or don't, or you don't or do. I'm just saying, like, we get to uncover deeper parts of ourselves through the deconditioning from societal standards, limiting beliefs, our history, our narratives that we've tightly held on to, and we get to uncover ourselves. It's like I said, it's removing this veil that we've been holding on to secure ourselves firmly in these narratives. And we get to notice deeper layers. And that process in itself can be sensual and beautiful. And it's like an uncovering, and it's a process of exploration that you get to do. It doesn't have to be always, trust me, I've had a lot of tears, but it doesn't have to always be that painful. It gets to be beautiful. It gets to be sensual. It gets to be filled with curiosity and compassion. And we get to just experience that. And I love that for us. I love that for women who get to go through the process to understand, what does it mean to be my authentic self? And this takes courage. It takes courage. Okay. I was talking to my PT. She's adorable, super cute lady. But I was telling her how I do burlesque, and she's like, "Oh, I want to do burlesque. I love to dance, and I would love to do burlesque, but I need to lose, some pounds in the middle, and I don't feel that brave or courageous." And I'm like, "Babe, you do the thing in order to feel brave and courageous, right? You don't lose the weight first. You do the thing. You do the exercising first. You do the dance first. You do the pole dancing. Like, whatever it is that is on your heart's desire, you do that first. Because if we waited for our bodies to be like in this perfect image that we feel it should be in order to do the thing, it's going to be so hard to feel brave and feel courageous and confident. So if there's something out there, you're like, I've always wanted to do this, but I'm waiting, to lose weight, girlfriend, go do the thing. Embrace your imperfections. I won't even say imperfection. It's like, embrace your body just as it is, knowing that your body is going to transform as you grow. Like, our body is forever changing. And we get to embrace the aging body, and we get to be like, fuck yes, I love my body. I love that I have a heart that pumps blood through me. And that heart feels so much love, so much joy internally, because I fucking love me. I love the stretch marks because it reminds me of my children. I love this scar because it reminds me of this fucking badass adventure that I had. I love the fact that, my boobies are shifting and changing and growing, and sometimes they grow, sometimes I lose weight, because I got to feed my babies with those things, and my nipples bring me so much pleasure, and I love that. So I love my body. I love the digestive system in my stomach because it fuels nutrition through me. I love my joints because, I get to move my arms and my legs and my knees, and I get to walk around this earth, and I love my hands because my hands, I get to hold my babies with these hands, right? There's so many different ways that we can look at our body through a different lens rather than looking at all the imperfections. We get to say, fucking, I'm perfectly imperfect, and that is okay. I am okay with that, because now I get to take this body and the joints and the heart and all the things my whole body creates, this fucking temple that I am, and go do a pole dancing class or go do a burlesque class. Because I had to tell my PT, I said, you need to do the class first, and then you will start feeling courageous and brave and confident. And we are all in there cheering each other on. It's not about comparison. So just go do it just the way you are. And then you're going to feel so sensual and sexy. You're going to be like, fuck, I love my body. I don't need to lose no weight. I can maybe eat healthier. I can move it a little bit, and then you get the drive to be like, okay, I like this. But if we come from a place of, I don't like my body, I hate the way I eat, like that's not fucking motivating. We're not going to be like wanting to go to the gym. But if we start with the dance class, or we start with the gym class or the yoga class that we actually want to do, and we're like, hell yeah, I felt so good after that. I felt so good about my body and the movements and my breath and all the things connecting with myself. You're going to want to go again. You're going to want to go again. Trust me. So be vulnerable. Brene Brown often highlights that authenticity and vulnerability are powerful motivators. So if you allow yourself to be vulnerable and authentic, you're going to want to do the thing. You're going to want to connect with yourself more sensually and sexually. Hell, girl, put on some lingerie tonight. You don't need to do it for anybody but yourself. Go put on the fucking lingerie that you've had in your drawer. It's been sitting there forever. Light some candles and explore your body with your own hands. Don't invite no man in the room or any woman or nothing. No partner, nobody. A date with your own body, with your own sensual, sexy, goddess, fucking energetic self. Do that for you. Seriously, do it tonight. I don't care what day you're listening to this episode. Do it tonight. Explore your body with your hands. Touch yourself, every fucking inch of yourself, from your toes all the way to your head. Touch yourself. Explore who she is. What does she feel like? What does she look like? What turns her on? What turns her off? What is it about you that you fucking love? Okay? Believe in yourself. Because you can come out of the cave. You can come out of your turtle tail. You can come out of your turtle shell. Come out of hibernation. Explore who you are, explore your body, explore what it means to be authentic to you, explore what it means to love every inch of your body, and explore what it means to be brave and courageous. Because here's the reality. You are fucking sexy. You are fucking sensual. You have the goddess energy within you. You just have to find her. All right, mamas, that's it for this episode. It was a crazy one. I was talking all kinds of shit, and then we brought it back, and we are owning who we are. I love you. Send this to a mama who would feel so lit up and empowered by this episode. A woman who might be struggling to own who she is sensually, sexually, and authentically. And don't forget to live a liberated and sensual life. Until the next time, sunshine. Thank you again for joining me for another episode of Moms Unboxed. If you have a topic or relationship question, connect with me at I am Melanie Caroline. And don't forget to follow Moms Unboxed. May you live a liberated, sensual, and unboxed life. I'll be chatting with you next Wednesday for another episode. Until the next time, sunshine.